One more. We can do it.
We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh,
it's okay. Lord. It's okay, computer. You can do it.
I believe in you. You're doing so good.
We're not watching any more episodes. Just Cailin not closing any of the tabs on you.
It's fine. I'll close one tab. I did it. I closed one tab.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Where is Kimberly during all this? I feel like he'd want to be involved.
Great question.
And where's the other Philosopher's Stone that one of them picked up?
Yeah, it's a great question.
They forget?
They would never forget.
Does that know?
Great question.
I hope at this point they would have told him, like, yo, we've gotta.
Yeah.
Is that our secret weapon?
Alright, and we're back.
Yes.
We are talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 49, Filial Affection. Dara, how do you feel?
So much is gonna happen.
So much is gonna happen. This is very much the setup to the promised day.
This is the final build-up to the next season, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And so a lot happened.
Although it's nice that we're working with Papa.
Yeah, it's really nice that Papa gets to be a part of this, because he is a valuable resource. He is literally a walking Philosopher's Stone, so having him around helps.
And also, like, I know Ed doesn't want to use his father to help get his bodies in Al's body back because he doesn't want to use any more souls. But I'm like, they would have been dead by this point anyway.
Yeah, but I think
I know it's not right, but like, and I know like Ed's like I feel like Ed's also gotta be. I don't know, like if he's learning a little bit that like maybe he doesn't have to like fully do. I guess like he wants to keep like that moral of like not using a Philosopher's Stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because then he might be riddled with guilt for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he wants to do it the good clean way.
What's that?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out when we get there. All right, so just to start off with a brief but not brief synopsis. I'm always so optimistic that I'm going to be short about this, and I never am.
You always say brief, and then it never happens.
It's not. So, of course, as we left off last episode, Pride had tried to overtake Al's body, and then they were able to kind of separate him, which was good. And then Pride also ate Gluttony, so, like, we have that to deal with.
So there's 5.
He ate him.
So there's 5 deadly sins left.
Yeah, there's a lot fewer deadly sins yet. Oh, we got
sloth, greed,
yeah,
pride,
maybe wrath.
Probably wrath. It's wrath. It's fine.
Envy, probably.
I think Envy's coming back.
Let's be real here. Envy's.
Because May I just grow up and go back?
Because honey, but we are close. We're slowly working through those sins. It's really slowly.
That would be funny if Envy just like came back and then they just killed him immediately.
Yeah, it was like, I'm here.
I'm also worried about May in that situation.
Yeah.
I should be.
I'm not gonna say anything more.
Can you hear me? Come on.
It's Papa.
Wake up. Alphonse.
I know that smell.
That smelly smell.
Tell me something, Edward. Do you think your father would step forward to save you if I chopped off one of your limbs?
Probably. I think he would. He does. He loves his kids. He just doesn't
in his own way.
He just doesn't know how to be a parent.
That's true. Anyway, so we're gonna kind of come back to Al, who's Hohenheim is trying to wake him up and just get him to kind of come back, and sorry, I want to make sure I understand this because it's so much is happening. Oh my god. It's just a lot of fighting and it's a lot going on at once.
That is kind of the thing. It's just like, here's a fight scene.
It's a fight scene, but like a lot happens, but I don't want to do it beat for beat. Anyway, so
we feel like these characters are fighting.
Yeah. These characters are fighting, and then a couple things that happen is that I think Pride is able to sniff out Hohenheim is nearby, and he's like, I would like to see the Hohenheim. I think that would be fun.
Hello, buddy.
And he's like, hey. And then,
Grandpapa.
And I know that kind of off and on there's been comments about Lanvan, who, of course, like literally is still recovering from having a limb severed.
Recovering for automail, she's not doing terribly.
No, she's doing fantastic, but also...
Give the princess body back!
Now, why would I want to do something like that? Oh boy, heads up!
That's terrifying.
Hey,
now he's a shadow with teeth.
Hey, so when we're done this fight, lady, maybe you wanna...
You alright?
I don't know.
You ever been with a prince before?
Ever been with the homunculus inside of his body before?
I didn't ask for your help.
Oh, shut up. Your arm obviously hasn't healed yet.
I can take care of myself.
Then prove it to me and start acting like you can.
Yeah.
Girlfriend, like, take a break. She needs to take a nap. And so that ends up kind of coming to, kick her in the ass, because Ed kind of gives her a hard time about it. He's like, you gotta stop. You gotta do better than that.
And she's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Alphonse?
Wake up! Alphonse!
Yay!
Papa!
Papa!
What? Dad?
Aw.
Hey,
Hooray!
So, wait, I thought you were in... Is this Kanema?
that it is.
But I was in the east. So how did I... That's right, Pride! Dad, the homunculus Pride! He took control of my body!
Oh yeah. Al wakes up, and then he starts talking about kind of this experience of like he doesn't know where he is because last time he was conscious.
I mean, it's like he says, technically, Pride kind of assaulted him.
Yeah, he feels very violated because literally like Pride overtook his body and also like suppressed his soul basically coming to in his armor.
God, these boys are gonna need so much therapy.
He didn't remove it, but he suppressed it again. It's very violating, and poor Al is just like, huh? And like last time he was like present, he was in East, and now he's all the way in Central because he like sees Hohenheim and he's like, Dad, I thought you were in Kanema. He's like, yeah, we were in Kanema. He's like, I don't think I caught this on last time, but I know Hohenheim made a comment that because the homunculi are actually supposed to be clones of his clone. They can genetically suppress Al's blood rune when it's in contact. So the reason that Pride is able to have control over Al is because like they're cousins, which is wild.
Also, so they get the bad parts of this.
Yeah,
They don't get any of the good stuff.
Yeah. That's crazy. What if that? I don't think they ever come to fully reckon with that, with the idea that the homunculi are like
They're cousins.
They're cousins. Oh, that's a lot. Maybe that's good they don't have time to reckon with that. That we don't need to add that to the therapy list here. Anyway, so then we have...
How's everything going over there?
I'm guessing you must be Edward's father.
That's correct.
That shadow monster devoured the fat homunculus whole, and he's overpowering us. Breed and Edward are doing everything they can, but I don't know how long they can last.
Alphonse.
This is all my fault. None of this would have happened if I hadn't let Pride catch me.
Stop
it's not your
blaming
fault.
yourself.
It's not your fault,
Pride have
baby.
given him all the light he
I
can
relate, buddy,
shine
but
on
don't blame
flash
yourself.
bones.
Yeah, Al and Hohenheim are kind of catching up, and then Fu shows up with Heinkel, who is a little worse for wear because Heinkel did end up getting pretty beat up by Pride.
He's alive.
Yeah, because there was like a fire that got started, and Pride was able to kind of get the upper hand there. So it's a bad time.
Yeah.
It's a bad time.
Yeah.
So they need to figure out kind of what the next step is because they got to figure out how to deal with Pride because Pride is very difficult to deal with, and they have like this fire that's going on and they're using up their flashbang, so it's like they have a very limited amount of steps that they have left, and they also have to worry about the town next door because they're gonna want to know what's going on, get themselves involved, or Pride's gonna bring them in. It's a whole thing.
I hope somebody comes up with a plan.
We need a new plan and fast.
Oh baby.
And not just for us. Slum dwellers are going to be headed straight for Pride any minute now.
Hey, Dad. You're a pretty brilliant alchemist, right?
Kind of.
Almost.
I guess.
Ah!
I know a thing or two.
I've got an idea, but I'm gonna need your
I might
help
have
to
brought
pull it
a
off.
whole new form of alchemy to another country.
Oh, I only taught everyone here.
Now then.
Good news. Al comes up with a plan.
Hooray!
So Al comes up with a plan. We don't get to hear what it is, but it involves Hohenheim. I like the idea. I like when Al is like, "Hey, Dad, you're a good alchemist, right?"
You're a decent alchemist.
And Hohenheim's like, "Yeah, I mean, like, I guess I only taught alchemy to 2 different civilizations, but like
Within
it's
the last
whatever.
400 years.
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty good at it." And so what?
It sounds like it's like, but you said like, is he more power? Is he like? No, he's as powerful as father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, they've probably over the years probably developed some of those skills differently, I would say, because Hohenheim's not making homunculi.
That's true.
And so the part of the plan includes that basically Hohenheim reveals himself to Pride. He's like, hey
buddy,
what's up? Sniff, sniff.
Papa.
So you've chosen to show yourself.
What's up?
Hohenheim?
Actually, it's Von
hero
Hohenheim.
always waits until the last second to make his move.
Hero? Interesting.
Oh,
You
but
must
he doesn't
think you
need
can
a circle
defeat
thing.
me.
He can just kind of go.
No, I never think that.
He doesn't even need to do that.
I'm not dumb enough to try and
Oh, is he
fight
better
you.
than that?
What could he possibly be thinking? He must.
And his
Been a
dad's like,
minute.
oh, yeah. But Hohenheim, like, comes in with his guard down, and he just kind of walks up. But Hohenheim's reputation precedes him. So Pride is already like, I need to refocus all my energy because this guy's going to attack, and I got to watch out for this. Because they all know that Hohenheim is not somebody to be trifled with. But Hohenheim is just like, yeah, whatever.
It's fine.
It's really funny because they then...
It seems like this is the first time he also like kind of acting like a father in this situation.
Yeah. No.
Ow, no!
Calm down, kid. Calm the
We
fuck
got
down.
this.
It seems as though your son enjoys being held hostage. It's either that or he's supremely stupid.
How dare you?
First of all,
That's crossing a line, Pride.
Fuck yeah.
Ever mock my son.
Fuck
call my
yes.
son
Fuck
stupid.
yes. 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 Ooh.
Insane.
That is power.
It's insane. Yeah, I really like Hohenheim it's a really good. I don't know. I just really like the dynamic that the brothers and their father have at this time because we don't obviously have not seen a lot of that because these guys are never in the same room together. The last time that all these guys were in the same room together was like 12 years ago. So it's been a while.
Oh, I just thought of a sweet ending.
What?
I think I said this my theory that I think Hohenheim might be dead by the end of the series.
Okay.
And if he's dying and then he just sees the spirit of Trisha coming for him.
Aww. She's like, yo, what's up, bitch? Let's go.
No, they're sweet. I love them.
Yeah.
Forget the age difference.
Yeah, forget about that. The age difference doesn't matter in the Great Beyond, probably, maybe. Anyway, so basically Hohenheim kind of tricks Pride into thinking that he's gonna make some kind of move. So Pride gets his guard up, and then Al tries to attack from behind, and then Pride gets real pissed off about this.
He's like,
'cause
really?
You guys are morons. You think I was gonna fall for this? First of all, how dare you? Second of all, how dare you? Third of all, I figured it out, you morons. But that wasn't actually the plan.
That was the ruse.
Al was like, no, this was the idea the entire time. So good.
Ow, break his neck.
That's amazing. He actually managed to confine Pride.
I'm worried about Al though.
Yeah,
Well, it's dark,
yeah.
so I think we're okay.
Yeah, no. Check this out. And then Hohenheim goes
Full.
he goes complete powerful alchemist mode, which is awesome because Hohenheim doesn't even need to make a circle. He can do it without a circle.
He's literally just standing there and it's just the ground above.
Not even so. Ed can transmute without drawing a circle. He just needs to put his hands together. But by putting your hands together, you are the circle. So Hohenheim doesn't even need a circle anywhere. He's just he just walks, and then things are popping up. So Hohenheim has an insane display of alchemical power, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool to watch, and basically makes a giant earth dome and traps Pride in.
And I also like how he kind of knows Ed a little well enough because Ed tries to go stop him to save Al and Honan's like, no.
He gives him a look this is part of the plan. Don't do this.
Get out of the way.
And of course, here's the situation now. We got a giant earth sphere, and inside of it contains Pride. Great. But also Alphonse, because Al, of course, used his moments to basically try to suppress Salim and make sure he didn't move around a lot. So, but Al, totally cool with this. He's totally cool with being trapped because it was his idea.
You fell for it! You can't use your powers in this darkness!
I don't see why you're laughing. You're trapped inside this thing too.
That's true.
As soon as you try to make an opening to leave, I'll slice you into little pieces.
I don't remember saying anything about leaving. Let's have a little test of endurance, Salim. Oh, sorry. Would you prefer to be called Pride?
Yeah,
You
fucker.
see, Pride, my body doesn't need oxygen or light or food. I'm perfectly comfortable right here until the promised day is over.
Nice.
And I'm gonna make sure that you stay
so
put
good.
no matter what.
And then, of course, Ed is pissed because he's like, well, now what are we going to do? Because we can't get Al out or else Pride will come out.
Also, we should say, like, the sphere is pitch black, so, like,
Yeah. So he cannot use his powers at all. He is real trapped in there, which is, it's a very good plan.
It would have been nearly impossible to defeat Pride, and it was only a matter of time before the fight spread to the slums. Since we knew we couldn't defeat him, I acted
Can
as a
we take him
decoy
out
in
when
the
it's
prison.
daylight and there's
We've
more
bought
light?
ourselves enough
He'd
time
still
to
be able
figure
to
out
move.
how to destroy him.
Well, you could have at least told me what you were...
Your brother told me not to.
Yeah.
He said that you'd be against it.
True.
Oh, Al's so good.
Al came up with this plan because it was the only way to make sure everyone would survive. Try to understand.
And then, yeah, so Ed's pissed about that. And Hohenheim's like, yeah, it was his idea. And he said, don't tell you, because you wouldn't agree with it.
That's true.
He's like, well, that is true.
And also, like, as we established, like, this isn't, like, forever. It's just, like, so, like, once the promise day, like, comes and goes, that's it. Like, you can't do it again for another 400 years.
Probably. Or whenever the next one is, yeah. But, like, everything has
like
been leading to this moment. So everything is so...
So it's like there's, like, a giant eclipse coming.
Yeah.
And you need to, I guess it doesn't, I guess it comes every, like, few hundred years or so. So, like...
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, eclipse,
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But the
Eclipses,
point is
yeah.
that, like, if they don't get it this time, they're going to have to wait longer.
Yeah, there's something about this that is going to help kind of move things along.
So if we keep, so really need to keep Pride in this seal for 24 hours.
Exactly. And so even Al comments later, he's like, I can be here all day, man. I don't need food. I don't need water. I don't need nothing. I'm just hanging out here. Like, we're going to sit tight. It's going to be a good time. So anyway, so yes, that's Al's plan to basically just keep Pride in a container for a little bit. And then Greed ends up leaving because he's like, all right, I'm outie.
We're fine.
So lust is dead, envy's gone, gluttony's eaten. Wrath is at Eastern Command, and they've got Pride under lockdown. So that means Sloth and Pops are the only ones watching over Central.
We don't even know where Wrath is.
What the hell are you planning?
Take with the
I
world.
told you. I'm planning on ruling the entire world.
Greed, honey.
Fullmetal
Even if you got it, it would never be enough.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Somebody's coming back.
Probably. And because I think Greed kind of figures out, he's like, wait a minute. Here's the thing. Because Greed wants
Power.
everything.
That's true.
Greed wants everything. Greed wants, period. So Greed has kind of figured out, he's like, oh, wait a minute. He's like, Wrath is nowhere to be found. He's somewhere, but he's nowhere near here. He's not at Central. He's not at his post. He's like, we don't know where. Envy is, like, gluttony got eated, like, lust is dead. Like, he's like, there's, like, nobody left. There's just Sloth. And, there's Sloth and Pops. That's what he says. He's like, there's Sloth and Pops. He's like, I could just go and take over the government, and then I can rule the world. Like, that'd be great. So, yeah, Greed's ultimate goal is world domination. But, like, I'm sure if he ever got that, it still wouldn't be enough for him.
And then he realized that.
Yeah.
So then he would get feelings again.
Maybe he would feel something. Anyway, so that's Greed's off to do things. We don't really know.
I feel like at this point that's the least of our worries.
Yeah. We just
we
let
can
Greed do
like
his
also
thing.
like Link can also handle Greed.
Yeah.
Like don't worry about that.
Like Link's working on it. He's working on it. And let's see.
And speaking of Ishvalans, you have to wonder whatever happened to that fellow with the X-shaped scar across his face.
Remember?
He was killing people?
Well, I guess
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
that guy.
ask him yourself. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Any of you know how to get to the Kanama slums? Yeah.
We're all gonna reunite.
Panama is just south of the city.
This is
right on the
great.
outskirts of
We're all
the
united
forest.
in the slums.
Is that so? Thank you. Did that little girl ever meet back up with you guys? You know, the one that always carried that cat around with her. She passed
panda.
through here again just a few weeks back.
She did
Oh.
what?
It sounds like she didn't go back to Xing after all.
Damn it.
What was that girl
Hey.
doing?
We're gonna go back to Central for a hot minute. Like in Central, we're gonna hang out with some homeless people. Nice. How's it going, people? And so they're just talking about things they got. They're like, hey, haven't you guys noticed there's a lot of Ishvalan refugees around here lately?
Yeah,
They're like,
that's
yeah.
weird.
They're all hanging out in those buildings over there. They're like, it's interesting. And they're like, oh, whatever happened to that guy with the scar? And they're like, he's literally standing right there.
Hi, buddy.
So Scar shows up. So it's Scar, Dr. Marco, Yoki Zampano, and Jerso show up. And they kind of are getting some updates about things that have been going on. And they're like, oh, aren't you the guy? Don't you usually travel with the girl with the cat? It's actually a panda. And they're like, yeah, she was here recently. You seen her? And he's like, what? Recently? So last time I saw her was a couple weeks ago. So we know that May did not go back to Xing. And
We know.
she was doing something in Central. We don't know what, though.
I'm so concerned.
Yeah.
But we should go find those Ishvalans, who I assume are totally fine.
Yeah, so,
I'm concerned.
yeah.
Hello?
Oh, no.
Oh, no! This is what I think it is.
I need to learn to draw the line somewhere when it comes to my job. I spent a fortune having this suit tailor-made, and now it's filthy.
Fuck you, Kimberly.
Fuck you, Kimberly.
Fuck you.
The sun's up.
Oh! You think
Why?
These Fallens are not fine. At least some of them aren't.
Are they at the farm?
They went to live at the Great Farm in the Great Beyond.
They retired?
The ultimate retirement. They got the ultimate retirement. It's a bad thing, yeah. So
what happened? Who could do such a thing?
Hey, do you remember Kimberly?
I do. Unfortunately, I do.
He's up to his old ways of murdering Ishvalans.
Great.
Which is bad. Which is bad and we don't like it.
Nope.
That's not a fan. So
We should probably kill him at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Or can we cut his hands off?
Kimberly?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why don't we do that?
We should do that.
Well, we should kill him.
Yeah, we should kill him.
But we should also cut
First
his
cut the
hands off.
and then kill him.
Or just let him bleed out from the cutting his hands off.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't need him to suffer. I just want him dead.
Yeah, so yeah, fuck Kimberly. First of all.
So cut your hand off. Cut one hand off.
Cut one hand off. Just to inconvenience you. And yeah, so we also, before we get to Kimberly, they did mention that they the group of people, the group of homeless folks in Central do inform the group. They're like, Ishvalans, yeah, you guys were responsible for blowing up Bradley, right? You guys finally got your revenge. It's like a whole big thing. And they're like, no, we had nothing to do with that. And they're like, oh, shit. We thought that was you guys. And they're like, nah. But of course, the Ishvalans that we do know, many of them have been killed by Kimberly, of course. But that's really all we actually see of Kimberly this episode. We really don't see much of him. So but we know he's still out there, and we know he's up to murder.
I didn't know he was for a long time, and then we saw with the mid tag thing, and they showed him, and I'm like, oh, he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back. I told you he's in this for the long haul, man. Anyway, so kind of back in the wherever we were back in the dome. Oh, wait.
That's pointless. I doubt my dad would have made the walls thin enough for a child to tunnel out.
That's true.
My dad's better than your dad.
It's not that hard to surprise you when you think so little of us humans. You think you've got us all figured out, but you don't know a thing about us. You're too arrogant to see that things might not go your way.
Well, I am Pride.
Yes.
Have you met me?
Literally, my name is Pride.
Use us. It was too sloppy to actually work.
What are you doing with the head?
You know, the dome, the sphere, the orb.
That's pitch black.
Yeah, it's pitch black. We kind of get a conversation between Pride and Alphonse. So Pride just seems to be killing the time because he doesn't have much else to do. Al's like, I can do this all day, man. Like, good luck. Haha. And Pride just seems to be moping about. And so they end up talking about, like, Al says, he's like, you know, he's like, you guys are so dumb because your plan is so contingent on, like, us doing what you say. Like, we could have just left and then just left you, you know, in a bad spot. And they're like, well, you could have, but you didn't.
Well, the plan needed us, right? As your sacrifices? The whole thing hinged on us doing what you wanted. But what if we had simply decided to run away to a different country? That's all it would have taken, and your entire plan falls apart.
That's true.
True. And there are some humans selfish enough who would have done exactly what you said. But then, not all. Just look at Wrath's wife. There was a time when we took a trip to the city and I was almost run over by a car.
Hey! And they started talking about kind of humans and human nature. And then Pride kind of talks about, he talks very fondly about his adopted mother, which is very interesting. Because Pride is kind of, again, a terrible person, but also seems to have like a degree of fondness towards Mrs. Bradley, which I think is very sweet. Like, he talks about a story about like one time how like, he almost got hit by a car and she like shielded.
The car swerved, of course, but not before she risked her life trying to shield me with her body. She had no idea that I could have easily protected myself. But I was genuinely shocked by her selfless concern for my safety.
She's a nice lady.
I've always known what it was to have a father.
I guess.
I've never had what you would call a mother.
I guess like the show does not feel simple enough for him. Just a nice lady.
For me. And I realized what it was like to have a mother.
His body with hers, and he's like, I could have survived that vine, so I don't know what she was on about, but it seems like he is actually
But he keeps like hitting Al's head.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Why are you concerned, Dara?
I don't know. This seems like something could happen.
It seems like he's doing that for a reason.
Yes. Immensely.
Interesting. Hopefully this doesn't mean anything. But I do like the story about him and Mrs. Bradley because it's very interesting to like see.
I mean, that kind of established me that maybe she is a good person.
Yeah.
And maybe she doesn't know because if she did, well, I don't know. Because I'm also like if she's in public, like it would look weird. If, like,
well, but Al does say he's like, how could you deceive your own mother? Like you spent all this time. So even at least by Pride standards, it seems like he was making an effort to keep her in the dark.
Yeah, and it's also like a thing of like. You just assume the thing was like assuming something like me and Ed could have just run off, and then he like kind of like sees like some like he saw like Mrs. Bradley in them saying like you wouldn't have run off.
Yeah.
There are a handful of humans like Wrath's wife. They're willing to give up their own lives in order to protect the things they care about. And
again,
one step up from them, we have you and your brother, chosen to be
sacrifices. Is there a plan here?
For the infinite strength of your spirits.
That's a good question.
You never would have fled and abandoned this country. In fact, you even went so far as to bring the fight to us. So explain to me again, how were our plans so sloppy?
I like this.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's really interesting. It's like, he's like, you think we planned that poorly? Look where we're at now. I'm just saying.
I do wonder if their father was around, he would have been like, go. Like, I know you want to fight. Like, even like if he didn't go away, I wonder if he would have said like, hey, like we're going to go relocate to a safe place, family.
Yeah.
And maybe bring Pinako and Winry along just to be polite.
Yeah.
And then be like, I'm going to go do this thing.
I like how both the Rockvells, though, like both Winry and Pinako are just like, nah. They're like, because I think they get both offered at some point, like, hey, you want to like get out of here? And they're like, no, we're good. Peace out. Anyway, so we're gonna kind of move away from that for a little bit, and then we're going to. Aw, remember that guy?
Yeah,
he died.
And what would have been like if he like actually got the information to people? Like,
the question.
We should start getting ready.
Right.
All right, then. Let's move out.
Okay. You okay?
These two, I swear to God, I'm gonna punch them.
We get it, he's dead.
And there's like a scene we have with Mustang and Hawkeye because they're hanging out at Hughes' grave for a little bit. There's not really much that happens there. I think he's just having some reflection. He's like, yeah, remember my dead friend? Yeah, what a shame. Anyway, so
come on, Brain, you can do it.
Oh yeah, no. I was just reading the thing.
I know. I had a funny thing. It didn't fully work at that moment, but I thought it was funny.
That's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're Dr. Marco! Idiot! You're the
idiot! Hey, buddy!
Edward! So you're still working with Scar. I'm sorry to have to spring this on you right away, but we really need to get...
Hey, Piggy, Gorilla, and Fatty! Shut up and stop fighting!
You wanna mess with us, Shorty?
That's so fair, but also time and place.
So you really did quit? I guess we all ditched him around the same time then.
Nice.
Yeah, sounds like it. It was all too obvious that Kimberly considered us to be expendable.
What?
That's the truth. We may be considered fugitives now, but you know what? I've got no complaints.
So now people are starting to converge more. So now Scar's group is kind of coming to meet Ed.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of getting back together.
I love that we're all getting together.
Yeah, there's a funny exchange between the different Chimera guys because they're like, oh, no, you're working with those guys. They're like, no, you're working with these guys. And so they still think, like, the last they saw of each other, they were all working for the bad guy. And like, how do we know? But they figure it all out, so it's okay. And so then they take some time to, the main kind of group of people take some time to really figure out their plans for the promise.
I do feel bad that they're leaving out the Chimeras, but then I'm also like, I don't know what the Chimeras are going to do in that. Like, it's kind of like a thing of just like,
it's above their pay grade.
It's above their pay grade, but also like they wouldn't understand it fully, which is fine. They don't need to.
He's just a little kid.
Once the sun comes up, things are going to get rough.
Yes, they are.
Let's just hope that everyone makes it through the day alive.
Looks like they've wrapped up their meeting.
Where'd the old guy head off to?
He's gonna do some recon in Central.
By himself?
Yeah. He pointed out that he's the only one who's kept his identity hidden.
That's
It'll
true.
be easier for him to infiltrate the city. He also said that he'd do his best to update us on Colonel Mustang's actions.
But it's like how Winry doesn't need to fully understand alchemy. She's
exactly. And so Fu ends up leaving because he's gonna kind of go and check out Central because he's the only one in this group where no one knows who he is. He doesn't really, his face isn't anywhere, so he can kind of weave in and figure out what's going on so he can report back. But mostly they think he's just trying to find Ling and figure out what's going on with him, which is fair.
Also, like get Mustang updated. He finds him.
Yeah, but so we kind of close out as the sun begins to break.
Al's doing everything possible to keep us safe.
He's the best. We love him.
I'm concerned.
That's up to us.
Yeah, it's fair.
So we're starting here.
Maybe.
Well, that makes
it is the dawn of the promised day.
It is.
Did they get to take a nap at least?
I don't think so.
I would need a good night sleep before
Maybe
that.
we should nap after.
On the promised day, and we're back in action.
So we're gonna have a whole season of just the promised day.
You bet your ass.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I feel like there might be like I am curious about this because like it would be interesting if I don't think it's gonna be like. Because I think like maybe it's like 10 episodes of The Promised Day and then like 4 episodes of like Recovery, but I feel like that's too many episodes for Recovery. Yeah. But I do think it's not gonna be the full like 14 episodes. I think it's gonna be like maybe like 12 and then like 2 episodes of like Recovery. I feel like we need an episode or 2 of Recovery.
We need a breather, yeah.
Because I feel like,
absolutely,
yeah. Like, and I can't. I feel like it can't just be like one. Let's do like one final fight. It's kind of like I'm kind of getting the vibe it might be like how like Orphan Black ended, where like we killed the bad guy and like kind of concluded that in the first like 20 minutes of the episode, and the last one's just like a recovery. So, yeah.
Well, I can't tell you anything there because I don't want to give anything away. But anyway, so we kind of end this episode. I think I'm not sure if this is post-credit or not. But anyway, we have like a whole scene where. Do you remember Denny?
Yeah, where the fuck has he been?
Denny. Well, Denny.
This is post credits.
Yeah, this is post credits. So Denny Brosh, of course, we know him because he was hanging out with Maria Ross. He was never
Where's Maria?
involved.
I know where she is.
Great question.
I know where she is technically.
Great question.
Or do I? But like, you know what I mean.
Do you? Anyway, so, but I mean, Denny was never like involved in Mustang's crew. I think he technically worked under Armstrong.
I think so. Yeah, because
so he was never in like the circle of things. He just happened to have like a passing kind of relationship with the Elric brothers, and so he's not super involved in stuff. But we do know who he is. So we kind of open the post credit scene as he's kind of waken up by his younger siblings who are a lot younger than him.
They are so much younger. How old is he? Like
That's
20?
a great question. He's probably young. Yeah, I would say 20.
I'd say he feels like the type of guy who probably joined the military like right after finishing school.
Yeah, that's kind of the impression that I get. It does not say here on the wiki. I did check the wiki, Shadow Wiki Raiders. And so he wakes up and his siblings are bothering him, and the one is like, oh my god, yeah, there's the eclipse today. We all know the eclipse. And then he goes to the younger sibling has a telescope that he's looking through, and then he spots what looks to be a fire of some sort.
Yeah, eclipse fire.
Yeah, and so Denny knows enough to be like, all right, kids, we're gonna stay inside today. Things are happening, and we don't know what, so let's stay inside. And so we get to see a little bit more about what's happening. Basically, Mustang is going around town, picking fights and blowing shit up.
Yeah.
While they have Mrs. Bradley in tow as a hostage.
And nobody wants to attack them because they have Mrs. Bradley.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we can't engage because we don't want to accidentally kill Mrs. Bradley. And then there is a Brigadier General Clement. Yes, Clement is like, hey, we don't give a shit about her. She's expendable. Tell them to shoot to kill. The only person that we need alive is Roy Mustang.
The only one we need alive is Roy Mustang. The Fuhrer's wife is expendable.
Oh, that's not very nice.
That is rude.
That's not very nice. After all she's done for you.
I don't think she's done that much for them.
That's fair. But she's nice. She probably made them cookies.
Freeze!
This is the plan?
Are you going to shoot?
The only one we need alive is Mustang. Kill the rest.
Rude?
Aw, Mrs. Bradley.
It's fine.
How's that for a cliffhanger?
It's fine. Ah! It's fine.
Ah!
They're fine.
Yes, everybody's fine.
Spoiler.
Sorry.
So kill everybody else.
So like, yeah, if it
Which
comes
is
to that,
rude.
So, and then like kind of the closing scene that we have is Mustang's team being cornered, and it's everyone's has their guns drawn. Everyone's kind of pointing the guns, and noticeably Hawkeye has a gun pointed at Mrs. Bradley to be like, oh, don't mess with us, we'll shoot.
That's what kind of makes me think like maybe she is a bit more involved just because like it's Hawkeye, so it's like kind of like a I can trust her thing.
Yeah.
Because like she doesn't really know everybody else, but like, she trusts Hawkeye, so that's why I'm like, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But possibly. So yeah, the episode ends because Mustang is like, hey, why aren't you shooting? And they're like, well, we can't kill you. We can kill everyone else in this room. And then we pull back and we kind of exit the building as shots are being fired. We don't know who is being fired, who's getting hit, and who's not.
They're fine.
Everyone's fine. Probably.
They're fine.
Maybe, mostly.
No, they're fine.
Possibly.
They're fine.
They're probably fine.
I assume that they're fine.
I assume
I
people
feel
that we
like
care about are
like
probably
we've
fine.
cared about these characters enough that I feel like this is like I'll say this like because like this show's been really smart.
Yeah.
And like if this is how like the like Hawkeye and like the rest of the team, Miss Bradley died, that's a dumb way to die. So I don't think it's gonna happen.
And they also do have an order to not die. They all promise to not
true.
do it. They said they can't. They all promise not to.
Somebody get Black Guy out take gun and he's doing all the shooting.
Oh, I'm thinking about a future episode. I'm having a lot of emotions right now. Hold on. Okay, I'm good. Guys, when we get there, it's gonna be rough for me. Anyway.
I feel like these next episodes are gonna be rough.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get through half of them next time.
Oh man, yeah, isn't that crazy? Anyway, what any other thoughts on this episode, there?
Shit's going down.
It's going down, man. It's going down. It's going down. We got guns drawn. We got homunculi doing homunculi things. We got father being father. We got the military doing who knows what. We got some missing homunculi. We have multiple homunculi unaccounted for right now.
Well, do we? Well, Greed's unaccounted for at this point.
Yeah.
Not really worried about him.
Yeah.
Envy's unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Worried about that.
Yeah.
We know where Pride is.
Wrath.
We don't know where Wrath is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a possibly concerned.
You didn't see a body.
All right, so Wrath and Envy we're concerned about because we don't know where they are. Greed, not
Greed
concerned.
is off running side quests.
So we know where Sloth is.
Yeah.
He's with Father.
Sloth?
And
we don't really have to worry about Sloth. Sloth's just doing his thing.
Father, can I go take a nap?
Well, can I take a break? Can I take my union mandate at 15?
Can I go to, there's like an Italian restaurant nearby. I hear they got really good garlic knots.
Yeah. Oh, I go for some garlic knots right now.
Yo, I was in Philly with my sister and we got a different restaurant for dinner, but I really wanted garlic knots, so we just went to the pizza shop and got garlic knots. And they were like greasy. Oh, yeah. I could squeeze the bread into the grease. It's just like,
I could go for that. I need to stop. I have spent too much money on takeout this month already, and we're only halfway through. We're literally halfway through the month, and I've spent too much money on takeout. To be fair, part of that was not my fault. I was ill and could not fend for myself. Anyway. So, anyway, Patreon to help offset Cailin's DoorDash bill. So, any other thoughts there? I can give you some trivia.
I was like, I don't even use DoorDash. I
got Dash Pass with my credit card. Complimentary. It's very nice.
My thing was just always like, it's so expensive for the delivery fee's expensive.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot cheaper if I just like go pick it up.
Yeah, but I have like the Dash Pass helps though.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't pay for that. I get it through like complimentary through my credit card, which is nice. Because I have a fancy credit card.
I need a fancy credit card. I only got my normal credit card.
No,
but I can't close it because it's like a bunch of years old and that'll damage my credit.
Exactly. So you just have to sit with it. Oh, I hate credit's stupid.
Well, I think the way you do it is that like if you get a fancy credit card but you still like it's a really old one, you just like spend like $100 or $200 a month with it and then pay it off.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, credit is, you know what the thing is? I hate credit. Credit is stupid. The credit scores are stupid, but I also have a really good credit score.
I do too now.
I have like I'm going to ask you what it is after this because I don't want to say. Anyway. When he closed, the kind of podcast where you can depend on these people would be able to buy a house. Anyway,
well,
not with the money, but with the credit at least. The credit score. Anyway, what's some trivia?
Yes.
Alchemist Brotherhood. Anyway, so this episode is adapted from content in chapters 88 and 89 in the manga. And then, of course, in typical Adult Swim fashion, they did not air the post-ending segment of Mustang and his group surrounded by essential soldiers. Even though it's a continuous habit, they always made sure to include the segments that were vital to the story. The person who wrote this is really salty. The person who wrote this bullet on the wiki is like, I don't understand why they would not put this in the Adult Swim version. I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks a lot. 64 episodes. Oh my god. Wow.
And we're on 40.
Yeah, so that is that episode. I can't wait for things to happen. It's going to be terrible and fun and awful and
probably,
exciting.
I think at the end it'll be fine.
And traumatizing.
Yeah.
But satisfying.
Yeah.
That's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, baby. All right. Is it time for Comment Corner?
Yes.
It's time for a Comment Corner. This is a reminder. Please leave your comments and I will read them on the show.
Yay.
Please. All right, I'm going to read the comments from episode 40.
Remember when we were at episode 40?
Good times, which is Dwarf in the Flask.
Remember?
Which is a good time.
Was it?
Yeah, it's a good time. There's a lot of trauma involved in that episode, but it was fine. So this is a comment from Penny Rocker. Thanks for being a frequent commenter, Penny Rocker. We do appreciate comments. They're very good comments too.
Yeah.
They're well crafted and thought out comments. And I do enjoy them very much. Anyway, this one says, I'm more team father is Papa's daddy, if anything. Yes, Papa was an unable to consent sperm donor, but father essentially gave him free will, corrupted him, gave him god powers, and enough trauma to last centuries. You could argue that Van Hohenheim is an entirely new person. That's actually a really good take on that, because I was team, right, who is, Papa was father's
what was
daddy.
The chicken and what was the egg?
Yeah, but this is father's Papa's daddy.
Also,
because it begs the question, who is Von Hohenheim? When did Von Hohenheim become Von Hohenheim?
Right.
Was it upon birth, or was it upon becoming a human philosopher's stone? these are the questions.
Well, I think that this thing of also, like, trauma can fully change you as a person. So
That's
it's
true.
like, and I feel like the trauma of accidentally invoking a genocide can be traumatic and can change you, like, for fully.
To say the least.
Also, as we say before, we appreciate it that the papa thing is becoming a thing.
Yeah, I love it. Yes.
A dumb joke.
I love when our bits become recurring things. It's a very good time. So, anyway, any other thoughts before we close out?
I need a nap.
Me too. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. You can like, comment, and subscribe. I read the comments on the show. They're very fun and entertaining. And wouldn't you like your comments to be read by my mellifluous voice?
And for our opinions on the comments?
Yeah, we have thoughts and opinions, whether you want to or not. But I would assume that if you're watching this, you already know that we have opinions on many things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so other than that, you can listen to our audio-only podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You
and
can
nowhere else.
Nowhere else. And you can also follow us on a variety of social media, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, some other one maybe. I don't know, it's mostly those ones. We are at Woody Close on there, and we are also on Patreon. Dara, what we got on Patreon?
Okay, monthly live stream. Don't know where we are at that point, but whatever.
Yeah.
Spin-off show.
Yeah.
First reaction or fan reaction. We're watching Avatar: Last Airbender because we both have seen it. Some of us only a couple times, some of us a million times.
Yeah.
Other stuff that we have planned that we are working on that are either gonna, we have an idea for like we said, like shows that we want to react to and discuss that either don't really fit the format of this show or will probably get blocked.
Yeah.
Maybe another version of this show.
Maybe tell your friends. We're doing it. It's gonna be on Patreon. We'll give you more information when that becomes readily available. Anyway, so yes, our Patreon is very exciting. Please join us for the live streams, and shout out to our current Patreon supporters. You guys make my day better, and hanging out is always very fun when we get to do that. So if you're not a Patreon supporter, come join us because we always have fun just hanging out.
And remember the agreement that we made that we haven't actually said in an extremely long time.
Oh my god, yeah.
Guys, if we get enough money through Patreon, we will go to the Watergate Hotel and spend a night in the scandal room.
We're determined to do a whole vlog from the Watergate scandal room, which is a lot of money.
That's a bit. I just remember the bit. That was a bit we have not mentioned in a while.
It's been a while. Yeah. We have a lot
that's
of
like mainly a
goals.
community thing, and then we'd like.
Yeah, but we stand by that
because it's like, and it's about like $1,500 a night.
Yep. Anyway, so you can continue to watch us see if we reach our goals. We're going to keep on talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Next time we're going to be talking about episode 50, Upheaval in Central.
Uh-oh.
And episode 51, The Immortal Legion.
Uh-oh. Not good.
Oh, it's fine. It's all good.
It's not, though.
Oh, no. Everything is terrible and it's going to hell.
Yes.
Anyway, until next time, I'm concluding.
I'm Dara Whitman.
Peace.
This is fine.
This is fine. Oh, this is so fine.
Look out!
Run! Run, slightly taller child!
Brother!
How you doing?
Hey, Al!
Sorry, brother. It's not much of a reunion, huh? But this is all my fault, so I had to do something.
It wasn't your fault!
And besides, I only have to stay in here for one day. I promise I'll be okay, brother.
You will be. Well, minus your soul leaving on occasions.
Yeah.
But, like...
That's fine.